Okay, welcome to another episode of Badminton for Kids. Manav, can you show me how you hold your backhand? Yep. Okay, so that's his backhand grip. So what would I want to change with the backhand grip? The thumb is on the flat part, yep, which is correct. Now what did I tell you about the 3 fingers for the forehand grip? What do you want to do with those 3 fingers in the forehand grip, with the V grip? The word start with H. To
Hold?
hang.
Yes.
To hang.
To hang.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So remember, a relaxing grips mean you have to have gaps. If there's no gap, you are not having a relaxing soft grip.
No.
And if there's no gap, you can't squeeze.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So once again, all the power has to be generated with your hand, with your wrist, and you're not using the finger,
Yeah.
right? And so the principle of hanging your racket around that curl, that's really important. So I want you to hold your racket like this with your left hand, yes? Your thumb obviously underneath that flat part, right? Now, I want these 4 fingers just to curl and just let it hang like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now suddenly you have a huge amount of gaps here.
Yes.
And everything is nice and soft. Your hand feels soft.
Yeah.
It doesn't squeeze.
No.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now if you step back a little bit so you don't hit the camera. So just the same thing of this. Now you bring it flat, right? Okay? So all I want you to do is just squeeze. Right? That's it. Just squeeze. Don't let it go.
Okay, so don't let
just
go
from here.
the
So that's
fingers.
why I'm saying like hang and not let it go. Yeah, and just learn to squeeze. Oh, sorry. He's injured. Hospital. So just from here and just, yeah, exactly. There you go, right?
So the fingers they stay on the
They just
stay on the handle at all times,
at all time.
and the only movement is the handle is coming closer to the palm of my hand.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. So essentially, in the backhand grip, your index finger is your pivot point,
Yeah.
right? Where the thumb will push the racket forward, the thumb is above the pivot point, right? So then it'll push the racket forward, and the other 3 finger, which is below the pivot point, it will then pull the racket back. So you got 2 opposite momentum
Yeah.
to generate that pace. And the index finger, that is your pivot point. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So if you put your thumb too low here, you can't use that thumb to push anymore. So that thumb has to be above the index fingers because that is your pivot point, and the thumb got to be above it to push it. So even if you use 2 fingers, can you hold like this? You should be able to still push. Yes?
Yeah.
So I want you to see, have the thumb higher. So your index finger still got to come around. So there we go, right? There you go. You should be able to go squeeze. There you go. See that? Can you see the difference I just made to your grip? Now your thumb is above the pivot point now because before your thumb was too up like this,
Yes.
right? It needs to be flat. So in the V grip, the index finger go up. But in the backhand grip,
the thumb goes up.
the thumb go up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right, so now you try that again with just these 2 fingers, the thumb and the index finger, and squeeze. And just allow the racket to able to just flat here.
Yep.
That's a lot of power for 2 fingers.
With just 2 fingers and not much movement.
Yeah. So now if you imagine, if you're just going to do like a flat drive with just 2 fingers,
Yeah.
right? Suddenly a lot easier, is it? So now
It
if you
is.
put in the other fingers now, you're able to go, right? So try that. No, don't let it go. Let it hang. Let it hang, and then squeeze. Huge difference, right? So much power.
Yes, yeah.
And one of the things that I want you guys to notice when you're learning the soft grip is this feeling of bouncing back.
Yes, it did. I was
did, right?
I was amazed.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, I've never felt that before.
Yeah, there you go. And so one of the analogy I like to tell people is you imagine I have a towel and I'm going to hit you with it.
Yeah.
Before, I will grip it really, really tight and I would do a big swing to you.
Yes.
It wouldn't hurt.
No.
But if I was to do this
Yeah.
and
like
let
a
the
whiplash.
bounce, let the towel hit you and bounce back, it hurts a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's the principle of having soft grip, is that everything's relaxed and then you basically just squeeze. So even as the shuttle come and you're about to hit the shuttle, this hand is relaxed. Everything is relaxed. You're basically transferring the energy from the big muscle to the small muscle, and just before the point of impact, you would then squeeze. And then that racket will have to bounce back, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you were not doing that before. Does it
No,
make
I
sense?
wasn't. No.
Right? So instead of bringing the racket back, I just want you to squeeze and stop. See that racket bounce back?
Yeah.
Right? And that's where your power is, right at that point of just before it bounces, and it will transfer into the shuttle, and then basically release. And the same as for like your overhead swing. Because you're using panhandle, everything is a big swing. All the energy basically evenly distributed in the whole entire swing. Does it make sense? So you had lost a lot of energy before, and you lost a lot of energy after the point of impact. While the principle of soft V grip is that everything relaxed, and you basically transfer all the energy right up to the point of impact and into the shuttle, and then it release again. So I think you're going to have a lot more power once you get it. Right. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Subscribe.
Watch out for me.